So today we're going to talk a little bit about making our text look more like graffiti using layer styles. So a layer style is a little menu that allows us to do different things to the layers, like change its color, add a gradient, add a stroke, which is an outline, all these cool things. So to get to our layer style menu, we need to look in our layers menu on the right. I'm going to find my type layer that has my name, and I'm going to click in the open gray area next to my name, and I'm going to double click. There it is. So now I have a layer style menu, and I want to move this over so that I can see what effects I'm going to do. Now there's a bunch of things in here, and we're going to actually kind of follow these a little closely. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cool gradient, and a gradient is a change of color from one color to the next. So I'm going to go to gradient overlay. Mine's already preset in there, but I'll show you how to change it. In each of these menus, we have some things like blend mode, which is how is that being blended into the background. We have opacity, which is how opaque are my colors, right? So there's the black, and then there's the color. Then we have a gradient swatch, the direction, all of that. So I'm going to click, if I want to change my colors, I'm going to click in this cool little color bar. And we can change our colors by double clicking on these little color buttons below. So if I double click, I can now get a color picker. I first start by using this bar on the right and choosing my color that I want to start with. So I'm going to go purple, like that. Then the middle one, I'm actually going to go, and I can, if you don't have a middle one, you can hover over it with this little white hand and click and add one. What if I put green in the middle? Let's see what happens if I do that. Nah, that looks weird. So then I can change each of these colors and get these cool. And I can move these to change how the color moves in the graffiti there. Kind of like that. I'm going to make this purple a little lighter. There we go. I might even add a dark one on the bottom. There we go. That looks pretty sweet. So now I click OK. The next thing that we're going to add is what we call a stroke. And a stroke is the outline around our letters. So I'm going to click on stroke. I'm going to choose a color that's within my color palette that I've chosen, purple or blue. So I'm going to go with purple, I think. Click OK. Make the opacity 100. And make the size something that looks okay. Not too big, not too small, but something that kind of fills it. Now I'm going to add what we call an inner shadow. And an inner shadow will help make this look like it's 3D. So if I click inner shadow, that looks a little aggressive right now. We want our blend mode to be normal. We want our distance, okay, we can shrink the distance a little bit. We can shrink that choke a little bit. We want the angle to be about 50 degrees. There we go. Now it's starting to look a little better. I can reduce my opacity a little bit so it's not too harsh. Choke is how much it kind of hugs the letters, size. There we go. That looks perfect right there. So this will change based on your letters and your font. So now I'm going to go, and now we're going to add an inner glow. So if I click inner glow, this is going to add a white line on the inside. We want normal blend mode. We want 100% opacity. The noise should be 0. The color should be white. And I'm going to reduce the choke. The size is too big there. We're going to go nice I would say somewhere around 20 for your size. Good joke. I'm actually going to make my stroke a little bit bigger, I think. That looks good. And now I'm going to add what we call an outer glow. So I click outer glow, and this is going to give that kind of hazy spray effect. So right now my blend mode is normal. My opacity is 100%. My spread is about 9 or 10. My size is about 130. Range is 82, and the jitter of it is about 80. I'm going to change the color though. What if I go purple with that one too? That looks pretty cool. That looks kind of graffiti-y. So now I'm going to click OK. I'm going to make my inner shadow totally black, I think. That looks better. And now I have my graffiti that looks somewhat real. So now we are good to go. In the next video, we'll show you how to make those look like it's blended into a brick wall. Again, we covered layer styles today. So using the layer style menu to add gradients, to add a stroke or outline, to add an inner shadow, and to add an inner glow, and lastly to add an outer shadow. All right, can't wait to see what you come up with. Good luck.